Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to my first ever video. So today I decided to kind of go over the trades that the trade that we did today. As some of you guys know, I don't really trade. I don't really do too many trades a day. Usually I do 1 to 2 trades every single day because I believe that the longer you're in the markets, the higher the chances that you're going to mess up. And well, today's trade was the US30. Now, for those of you guys that know me for a while or been in my group for a while, know that most of the time the thing that I trade the most is the indices. So US30, Nasdaq 100, SPX, and the reason why is because my background of trading comes from trading, the SPY, or also trading the futures market. So this is what I'm pretty well known for. And well, there's a lot of strategies you can go through, but the strategy that I like to use the most is basically figuring out. It's like a trend strategy. And for this one, all I really need is a few things. Number one, which is the pivot strategy. I use the EMA just for reference, but I don't really use it for much. And I also use the stochastic oscillator. Okay, so today's trade we got in at 32,720 around here. First, what I usually do with this type of strategy, and I know there's going to be some traders that do it. They kind of look at the bigger time frames, but I don't really see this as being very helpful because again, we're not looking for a day trade or swing trade. We're just looking to capitalize on the momentum. Okay, so with this trade, I start off by looking at the 15-minute chart. Okay, now with the pivot, essentially what this is it measures the highs and the lows and kind of average things out. So in this case, here in the blue, this is kind of like the average of the day. And again, this is very simple strategy, but it's simple, effective, but you still kind of have to kind of learn how to do this. Okay, so essentially what it is every single day you're gonna have these three. You're gonna have your resistance and your support levels. And this is gonna be for every single day. This is gonna be the average. Then you're gonna have resistance and support. I only have two numbers, but you could actually go up to 16, 20 support system, real resistance. But for the most part, the market really doesn't trade more than the two standard deviations. Okay, so today, I wasn't here. I wasn't in the I wasn't trading in the morning because I had a few stuff to do. But I got in here. When I was looking at the market, I saw that throughout the day we actually opened the market below yesterday's number, which was 32,828. I was just waiting. And here's what I started looking at. Number one, I looked at the engulfing candle, as you guys can see here. Better view is if I go into the 5-minute chart, right? I saw that it kind of rejected right here at the pivot point, which is that's how they call it, the pivot point. It rejected it, so that's when we got in, as you can see, at 32.72, and we had 3 take profits of 1% for each position. For this one, it's usually always good to target the this resistance. Let me go back to the 15-minute chart. Like I said, this is the beginning of the day. Boom. It's always good to either target S1 or S2. That way you can have, and most of the time it's usually 1-to-1 risk to reward. And then usually have the pivot point or have the resistance one as your stop loss. Okay, so we're gonna kind of run this through this. I know, so usually when you look at the chart, once it happened, you're like, oh, awesome, this is exactly a beautiful entry. But let's gonna go back into where real life. Okay, so we're gonna go to the 5-minute chart. We're going to go to replay, and let's just go around here. Let's start around here. Okay, so as you guys can see, this is how I was looking. Okay, Let's play this through. I just kept waiting. I was hoping for it to go below that EMA line, but also I was hoping to see the stochastic to show that it was overbought, as you guys can see right here, and that's when we started to enter. And we just went, keep going. It hit our first TP, which was 32.66. You guys can see 32.67, and it just kept going. Right here, kind of started to struggle a little bit. Our second take profit was 32.620. As you guys can see, it already hit, and it hit our TP3. And yep, that's pretty much it. All I really do is I look at the pivot. I either see if it's trading above or below it. If it's trading below it, we will most likely just look at only going for shorts, not going for longs. If it's trading above it, all we're going to do is look at to go long and never shorts. And again, either use the previous support or the previous resistance as your TPs, and vice versa when it comes down to taking your stop loss. So if you're going short, either you can use just above the pivot point or your resistance as your stop loss, and then just use the other ones as your TPs. Like I said, you could actually add more into it. Like I said, I don't really have much here with Teleview. You can only add, 2 or 3 up to 5. But like I said, for the most part, it usually ranges between the support 1, support 2, and resistance 1, resistance 2, along with the pivot point. So again, like I said, I look at if it's above or below it. If it's below it, we go for shorts. If it's above it, we go for longs. And then we just see where the movement is, and we just wait until we see on the stochastic oscillator when we see a overbought or an oversold. And this is what we did. We saw that it was clearly overbought. It was rejecting the pivot point, and as we went for that short, catching a beautiful 1 to 3 risk to reward. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section. Like I said, this is kind of like a raw thing, not really scripted. I kind of tell you guys, what goes on in my mind. If you guys want something scripted, let me know. We can do something like that as well. And if you have anything that you guys want me to talk about, maybe a different type of strategies. Here's the thing: there's different type of strategies, and you want to make sure that certain strategies fit certain market sentiments, right? Like I said, this is when you see a clear trend in the market. And can I give you guys an example? That sometimes this strategy does not work. For example, let's go to the 15-minute chart. 15-minute chart. Yeah, this one. Hold on, let me see. So yeah, so this was today. This was yesterday. As you can see, yesterday there wasn't really much of a movement. You could have gone to the 5-minute chart and maybe seen a better. Yeah, you might have maybe seen a better movement. Oh wait, that's still today. You could have still seen a better movement. Maybe here, but again, I personally only wait until one of the candles clearly shows going above or below the pivot point. And I never really saw that happen here. You could have gotten here, but real life situation, I probably wouldn't have. It would have been a little bit risky. But if I would have, I would probably get my stop loss here. Like I said, this strategy is not the best when we see choppiness. This is all about a trend. Okay. Let's see. Here should be another example. Obviously, this was pre-market. Yep. Right here, you could have same thing. Kind of got it in. You saw it was trading above the pivot point. It showed that it was oversold and maybe kind of a little bit long. Unfortunately, it never hit the previous. Well, it did hit previous resistance. It took just a little while. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know, and I'll be glad to answer them. Alrighty, thank you.